Hey everyone, it's me, Jenn. I hope you're doing well. So I noticed something really interesting. Here at Science North, there's like a lot of activities happening for this thing called Science Literacy Week. I don't really know what that is. Look, maybe she can help me. Hey Danielle.
Hi, Jenn.
I was wondering if you could help me out.
Sure.
Here at Science North, there's a lot of activities happening this week for a thing called Science Literacy Week. What's Science Literacy Week?
That's such a great question, Jenn. Science Literacy Week is a week that's celebrated every September to celebrate and showcase all of the really amazing science that happens in Canada.
Oh, that's really awesome. But they're talking about a certain topic this year. What's that topic?
Yeah, so every year there's a different theme for Science Literacy Week, and this year's theme is biodiversity.
Looks like I'm about to learn some stuff. Hey, Katrina!
Hey, Jenn.
I just learned something interesting. I learned that this week is Science Literacy Week and that the theme is biodiversity, but I have a problem.
What's your problem?
I don't know what biodiversity means. Can you help me?
Yeah, of course. So biodiversity is a pretty big word. It really just means the amount of variety we have in living things. So that includes every single living thing in the world. Plants, animals, microorganisms, people, and there are actually 3 types of biodiversity. So you can find it in ecosystems, in different species, and genetic diversity as well.
That's amazing!
And so basically, it kind of helps to explain how everything that's alive is somehow connected.
So everything that's alive is somehow connected. Huh. But do we have that in Canada? Hey, Kat. Hi. I'm wondering if you can help me. I just spoke with Katrina about biodiversity, and she explained to me what it is. But that led me to another question. Does biodiversity exist here in Canada?
Yes, it does. Here in Canada, we actually have 80,000 species. And of those species, just like elsewhere in the world, they are at risk of disappearing.
Wow.
And a part of that is because of habitat loss, habitat fragmentation, pollution, excess harvesting, and whatnot, and other factors.
Oh. So, why should I care about biodiversity? Oh my gosh, Bruce, you're really hard to find.
Yeah.
I thought you were up on the 4th floor.
Just checking out this nice African snail.
African snail?
Yeah.
So Bruce, we're talking about biodiversity, and you said you could help me out with one of my questions.
Yep.
Why should I care about biodiversity?
Okay, so if you have lots of different living things in an ecosystem is very, very diverse, biodiverse. If something were to happen, let's say there's a natural disaster that will happen, it will kind of stabilize it, it will allow it to survive than if there's less species that are in there, okay? So having a high biodiversity allows the ecosystem, allows our planet to deal with crises, with things that could potentially happen. The second thing, also having biodiversity allows us as humans to have different access to foods. We're actually using different chemicals from animals and plants to develop medicine. So it's really important to protect that biodiversity so that we have those resources. Lastly, I have some people that say, why do I care? Why should I care about the African snail or these little critters? They aren't really part of my life. Well, the truth is, as biologists, as scientists, we know very little about our ecosystem. We know very little how our planet works, especially how living things interact with one another. So by protecting animals, the little critters, the plants, the living things, we're essentially also protecting ourselves, ensuring our survival as humans. So by protecting biodiversity, by protecting these living things, we are also ensuring our survival as a species.
Because we're all connected.
We're all connected.
Oh.
So that's why biodiversity is really, really important.
Wow, biodiversity is so cool. But you know, I'd love to learn more about it. I wonder where I could learn about this. I wonder.
Hey, Camille! I'm wondering if you can help me out. You might be the perfect person. I was just talking to a lot of people about biodiversity, and I was wondering, where could I go to learn more about it?
If you want to learn more about biodiversity, there's a lot of great resources. You can check out the Canadian Wildlife Federation or even Canada.ca. You can also come here at Science North and talk to a Bluecoat.
I love talking to Bluecoats. It's one of my favorite things. Oh, Aletha, another Bluecoat.
Yes! A great place to learn about biodiversity is right outside. Come with me.
Yes, I love it.
And since we're outside, if we stay 2 meters apart, we can take our notes off.
Oh, that's perfect.
So even right here, just outside the Science Center, there is biodiversity. Just look. Moths, lichens, and check out these mushrooms over there. There's one right beside you.
Oh, yeah.
And these are blueberries. You know, it can get sad, right? Like learning about biodiversity and learning that so many species are at risk. But something you can do is just get to know the biodiversity right in your own backyard. You can learn about it by being in it.
That's a great idea, Aletha. I love this. You know what else I love? Learning about biodiversity. This was such a great episode. Did you learn stuff too?
I learn stuff every day.
Right? Well, everyone, I'd like to thank you so very much for following me along on my journey with Jenn Learns Stuff. Unfortunately, this is our last episode of this season. I hope to see you back soon. But if not, watch all the other videos and let me know what you think. Also, don't forget to let us know if there's anything that you would like for us to learn by leaving a comment below. I hope you enjoy the Science Literacy Week here at Science North and around the world if you're watching this from somewhere else, and learn about biodiversity. Thanks again. I'm gonna check out what's at my feet. Oh,